This report is focused on 3 brands out of the footwear manufacturing industry: Vans, Converse, and Keds. These brands are offering a hybrid of fashion and athletic shoes. This report will concentrate mostly on the brand Vans. It starts with comparing the highest spread of variables among the brands, then it emphasizes on market segment indices and customers of Vans. After comparing the different segments of the brands, this report will end with an analysis of suitable mass and niche marketing strategies for Vans. These tables show the highest spread for the different variables for each brand. The spread indicates a range in each variable. A high spread means that the buying habits or purchasing power ranges greatly between demographic groups. The variable age has the highest spread for Vans and for Keds, and the second highest for Converse. This means that all 3 brands already have a differentiating marketing strategy for this variable. The second highest spread for Vans is census region. That shows that the purchasing behavior for Vans varies greatly over the different regions in the United States, while it does not vary as greatly for Keds and Converse. The variable race has the highest spread for Vans. Race is the highest variable for Converse, but is not under the first 5 variables with the highest spreads for Keds. Keds is the only brand with a high spread of gender. That shows that the brand concentrates more on one of the both gender, while the other can be labeled as unisex.
We determine the market segments most important to Vans by looking at large segments with high indices. The index represents the relative likelihood that a person in a specific demographic will buy that product compared to the average person. The highest indices for Vans were ages 18 to 24, men ages 18 to 34, household incomes of $40,000 to $50,000 a year, the western region of the U.S., and the race other. The age group 18 to 24 has the highest index at 300, meaning people in this demographic are 200% more likely than the average person to purchase Vans. Vans and Converse tend to have high indices for the same market segments, meaning they compete for customers. In contrast, Keds has low indices for these segments. A typical Vans product user is a young man in the western region of the U.S. Vans is slightly more popular among women than men. However, when age and gender variables are combined, men ages 18 to 34 has the highest index. The age range 18 to 24 makes up 38.4% of all Vans users and are 200% more likely than the average person to buy Vans. The western region of the U.S. makes up 53.9% of the Vans market and has the highest index at 237.
What we have done now is compare the indices of each brand to each demographic group. As we take a look here, one of the demographics that we are comparing is region. Vans has the highest index of 237. This indicates that consumers in the West are 137% more likely to purchase their product than the average person. There is a high concentration of Vans stores in Southern California, and Vans caught on as a fashion trend on the West Coast shortly after their introduction to the market. We have also compared the percent down of each brand to each demographic group. As we take a look here, another demographic that we have compared is race. Out of all the people who bought Vans, 67.2% are white. Similarly, the other 2 brands have a percent down pattern with white demographic consumer purchasing their product.
We chose to target ages 18 to 24, a group highly likely to purchase Vans and a big portion of the market for our mass marketing demographics. We also believe Vans should focus on the western region of the U.S. for mass marketing. This region makes up over half the Vans market, and consumers here are 137% more likely to buy Vans.
For niche marketing, it is useful to choose demographics with a high index and a low percentage down. A great segment for niche marketing is people in the demographic race others. This demographic has a high index that shows that people in this segment are 119% more likely to buy Vans than the average person. In addition, the percentage down of the demographic race other is low. So there is a potential to increase the number of Vans buyers in this segment with a niche marketing strategy. For a greater impact, this segment can be combined with the demographic race others multiple classification. Another suitable demographic is occupation, sales, and office occupation.
The next two sections are on media vehicles. Here we're analyzing different vehicles we can utilize to reach our target market. For mass marketing media vehicles, we chose websites, TV shows, radio, magazines, and cable. Specifically, we were looking for a high percent down with the highest possible index. This indicates that we have a large percentage of product users with an above average likelihood of purchasing that product. Examples include Google.com, which has 29.8% of users that are 18% more likely to purchase Vans, and the FX cable channel with 25.6% of users that are 39% more likely than the average person to purchase Vans. For niche marketing media vehicles, we chose the same 5 vehicles as for mass marketing. The difference here was that we were looking for a low percentage of users with a high likelihood of purchasing Vans. Examples here include reality-based TV shows with 3.7% of product users that are 42% more likely to purchase Vans, and readers of OK Magazine, who represent 2.9% of product users and are 482% more likely than the average user to purchase Vans. In closing, thank you for watching our presentation. We hope you enjoy it as much as we did.